Our very special guest joining us tonight is Monica Gomez Santana to discuss breaking free, reconnecting with our inner wisdom and the world around us. So welcome, Monica. Please join us and tell us a little about yourself. Hello, Monica.
What's going on? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but we have no video.
1 second. I don't know what's going on right now. 1 second. Thank you. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had everything ready for a while, but I don't know what's going on right now.
Yes, there should be bottom controls on
Yeah,
your screen.
that's what I'm doing, but it's just not responding. I apologize. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you see me?
We can hear you, but we're not seeing you just yet.
Okay. There we go.
There we
Sorry.
go. There we
Yeah,
go.
I apologize.
Well, that's not a problem. So, how are you this evening?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay. And you're in Mexico?
Mexico, yes.
Okay, very good. Um, so would you like to give us a little background and information you want to talk about?
Sure. Well, basically, I have been into a journey of understanding myself from the inside out. In reconnect, like the title says, reconnecting with my intuitive wisdom, with life, with the world, with nature, mingle with everything is going on, and sustaining integrity in this world, which is not an easy task because we're bombarded with so many different things and we want to try to fit in, and we kind of lose ourselves sometimes on that.
So is this a conscious change of lifestyle or something you discovered
Well,
at some point in your history, or have you
yeah,
always lived this way?
from an early age, I noticed that we had to be within ourselves in order to understand the world and how to mingle in the world, to connect to nature, to understand and feel nature. And it was very difficult because most people don't live like that, don't think like that. So I was very lost on that. And I actually have traveled to many countries trying to understand and get answers. And now becoming to share a little bit of my story so people can get a little bit of benefits of hearing what I have to say, or my lifestyle, how do I live, how do I mingle in the world that is not yet quite that organic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we'd love to hear your story.
Okay, well, my story starts when I was very young, to start questioning everything, from my country, from my beliefs, from my the way we should be eating, the way we should be thinking. And I just went to Chicago trying to find answers, since in Mexico I was a little lost because most people in my family were not understanding me. So I went in a very young age to live in Chicago. I worked, I became successful, but I wanted to understand more about myself, about life, about nature. I went to in 2000, I went to work with Dr. Robert Oyan, which started to talk about health in different ways, in the way we think, the way we eat, and he connected with me. So I worked with him for 7 years. We traveled the world, and I saw how so many people that they didn't have any hope because the medical industry told them that they were just nothing they could do for them. So they came to us. They were desperate to try to gain health, and I saw a lot of people that became very healthy after changing their lifestyle. It wasn't a diet, it was a lifestyle. What I mean by that, it was also like understanding their emotions, the connection with their mind, body, their what they eat, what they think, their lifestyle. And they did a lot of changes and they actually became very healthy. And I witnessed that for 7 years. I saw people that had illnesses that I didn't even know existed. So everything that I did, it became more in frequency, which with the way I grew up, with the way I was thinking, with the way I was seeking for truth when I saw all that happening in my life. And then I actually came back to Mexico, and I've been living that lifestyle. But then I started to study as well the emotions behind everything ourselves. I study also um, Mexican medicine, ancient Mexican medicine, and everything is connected. And I've just been learning and studying constantly about that. Right now, I teach people how to eat healthier, and I teach them how to eat yummy, how to eat, it doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be not tasty, but it has to be nutrition. It has to be something that is good for your body. And also how simple it is to just go out to nature and walk barefoot and take a little sun in the morning and just try to connect to yourself in a busy lifestyle in the world that is always telling us to be in touch with technology, which is nothing wrong if you know how to connect to yourself. So I don't want to really go into a lot of details because it's a long story, but I kind of want to share a little bit of who I am and my journey through maintain my health and my connection to life, to nature, to the world, because we're losing that a lot right now. A lot of people are just focusing to making money, which is like I say, nothing is wrong with any of that, but it's important to constantly maintain a healthy environment within ourselves. That's the priority. That's where we should start all the time, in my opinion. When you do that, then everything is easier because you maintain peace, you maintain balance, you maintain health, you maintain happiness, or understand how to be happier and how to go back to not letting the chaos of life get you too long into depression and all these things that a lot of people are experiencing. And everything to me starts within. There's just not seeking the outside. Sometimes it is important to seek in the outside in order to find that answers within yourself. But it's always within. I don't know if you
Okay.
have questions.
Yeah. Um, so the point of emphasis would be on community, on family, on healthy lifestyle. Maybe stay away from the politics and the social media and all the aggravations of life. We seem to be drawn to the social media, and we're drawn to all these things outside of us, but we don't place enough emphasis on our lifestyle and on our family.
Exactly. For example, I don't have a TV. I don't own a TV. My house has no TV. I don't have a radio. I have triplets and they are growing up without TV. Sometimes if we go out and and they don't like it. They go, I don't want to go play there because there is a TV there. So they're not interested, because I want them to grow up, running outside in the grass. They love the nature, they love flowers, they love to touch the grass, the leaves. They're trying to connect because they're not bombarding themselves with a lot of information from what's in the TV. Same with politics when we're, older. It just separates us from us and from getting along with other people, because then it's so easy to connect with separation. It's easy to connect with arguing, and that only makes you unhappy, uncomfortable. And then in the end of the day, you don't really win much about doing things like that. And it's better to just understanding to respect. And how do you achieve all those things? Like I say, personally, I achieve more stability, and I'm not saying all the time I'm calm, but when I have a situation where it's difficult, or I have that balance. I go back to 70 degrees. If I have my house in a 70-degree, no matter what the weather is outside, it will maintain 70-degree weather inside of my house. Well, this is my house. And no matter what happens, sometimes I get a little out of shape, but then I always go back to 70-degree inside of myself, which is being in peace and grateful, and go back to, meditate, whatever people needs to do in order to maintain. I mean, I can share what I do, but I personally think everybody's different, and everybody needs to find that balance to go back to be in peace and enjoy life and be grateful. Because if we get into all these things going on, we will be in trouble, because when we get confused, we don't know what to believe, we don't know what to think, we get scared, and there is no need for that. It's not going to solve anything.
So you consciously set about having a schedule that you predetermine, things that you would prefer to be doing, not being influenced by the outside as much as things that you've determined this is the way I want my life to be. Now, I know you mentioned your children and outside, your children being taught at home, or do they attend a school?
No, we have teachers that come to teach their homeschooling.
Okay.
And that way they can, they like it, they're learning
Right.
faster.
Right.
And they're not mingling with a lot of things that are going on in schools in the world right now. So I rather to have it like this right now until they're a little stronger and understand things better.
Okay. And at what age did you develop this system? You said at a young age, but
Well, yeah, since I was 11 years old, I've been questioning literally everything. And by the time I left my house, which was a comfortable lifestyle, I was 16 years old when I went to Chicago. I lived with a family, an American family, as an exchange student. And I was just trying to find people that could relate to me, which it wasn't easy at that time, but I started to find people that I could learn from, that understood the way I was thinking, that they would relate. It wasn't that many,
mhm.
but I did. And that's how I ended up, like I say, working with Dr. Robert Young and also Anthony Robbins for 7 years. And that's what I'm trying my kids to understand themselves. And I'll be a student, because when they get a little older, I'm sure they will teach me a lot of things. They will have information that I need to hear first, and then guide them, or just be by their side and have them go into a new world, which isn't that contaminated in their little mind, in their heart, and they can be free, as free as they can be from so many things going on in the world today.
Right. I know that that's sort of a big question in the United States at this time, is the educational system and how we're training future generation. And we're generally not very happy with the way we're educating our kids. And the difficulties for the future of these people. And it's difficult. I think you're making a choice where you're helping to determine your children's future, whereas a lot of parents are sort of just leaving it up to chance. So in everything that you train, well, are your children old enough for chores and duties around the
Well,
house?
they're 4.5. They're 4.5 years old. They have no TV. They have no cell phone. So it is difficult, yes, because I have to work a little harder than if I just kept them for 3 or 4 hours watching TV or looking at their phone and things like that. So I have to be, pretty busy with them, and it's a lot of work. But I wanted to do that because I know that that would actually help them in the future. And I'm teaching them to always understand themselves when what they're feeling, their emotions. They're too young, but sometimes I speak with them like if they were older, and they just look at me and they take a deep breath, and I know the little soul is listening and understanding what I'm saying. Maybe their mind not yet, but eventually they will connect and understand what I said and what I'm teaching them.
Do you think they're becoming more intuitive
Yes.
to their feelings and to your feelings? And
Yeah, because at night they ask me big questions. Like one of the little ones told me, Mom, you teaching me how to eat better because you don't want to take me ever to the doctor. And then when I have my own kids, and then I'll teach them, and then my kids will teach their kids. That's what they're doing that. That's what you're doing that, right? And I'm like, yes. So I'm like, how old are you? And they do a lot of things like that. They ask me questions sometimes that I was like, how old are they? So I let them to get all that time to be with themselves, which is what we've lost a lot in the world. Um, I was fortunate to do this in a young age, but it wasn't a lot of people that I could relate at that time. And it was very difficult for me, very difficult because I had to be on my own most of the time. Now I see that more people are like that, more people are questioning, more people are waking up, more people are understanding that they need to do something about not being sick, not being sad, not being depressed, not being so busy, seeking for more. And that's great. That's how we all start, no matter how old you are, you know?
very good. Do you have a supportive community around you that your family interacts with, or are you sort of cloistered by yourself?
Yeah, actually, no, not really. But I have people that I want to learn from us, and they come. I teach them how to make some food, some yummy food, like I say, some desserts. I help people when I have time. I guide them. I'm not helping, I guide them, or I help them to understand and discover themselves. I used to do more coaching before the kids came along. Sometimes I do it, but not as much as I used to. And I'm just teaching my kids also that someday maybe they could be leaders and help other kids and other people to, like they think, not ever go to the doctor, not ever going to anybody, but to be just happy and healthy. And it is possible. There is no need for I don't even know what it's like to be going to a doctor for who knows when, maybe since I left Mexico. And I know it's a lifestyle that is difficult to understand, but it is possible.
Okay, so how is the routine of a typical day in your household?
Well, the kids have school um, Tuesday through Saturday. We're off on Sundays and Mondays. They do have a school in the morning, then they take a nap. They take a bath, they take a nap, and then they have school in the afternoon. So they have 6 hours total, 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. They do they do have exercises. They have 2 days that a teacher comes to teach them Taekwondo or gymnastics. And they have English, they have music, and they have grammar, whatever they need, they learn at that age. They're learning a little faster because they're getting all the attention. So we have different teachers that come. That's why we're in Mexico, because we're fortunate right now that we can afford this. Maybe in the United States, I would have to do it myself, but right now we have teachers that come and do that for us. They're learning to prepare their food, which is very easy, very simple. They eat a lot of salads with different protein with that's not animal, coming from animals. I'm teaching them right now how to prepare their own food. So whenever they mingle with other kids, they can go and bring their own food or prepare it themselves. And after 6:30, they start playing. They play outside. We have a big yard and they play outside. They run, they have their bicycle. We live in a gated community that they can actually go and take walks. And I'm teaching them to respect nature, to love animals, to respect people, to respect that not everybody understands us, or we don't, eat or think like a lot of those kids, but there's nothing wrong with them. We're just different and it's okay. And if somebody wants to learn, they'll teach them someday.
Very good. So they're learning to prepare their own food, but you said they're still very young.
But it's so easy. It's
Yeah.
so easy because I bring them with me and they basically put everything in the blender, because that's how we make a soup, for example. We just put a lot of vegetables and ingredients in the blender, and then they help me and they know already how to do it. I don't let them do it by themselves, but they're learning how to do it.
Okay. Do you raise, do you have like a garden, or do you just get the best vegetables from the local market?
That is something that I eat nature, but I'm not really know how to do all that. I wish we want to learn. My husband and I want to learn, but we have people that they sell us organic. They do it in their home and they sell us organic vegetables, fruits and vegetables.
Very good. Um, are you doing coaching at this time, or?
I have two people that I'm coaching right now. I used to do a lot more, but right now with the busy life with the triplets, I'm just doing two people at a time because otherwise I won't have any time for myself.
Um, and do you do that in person, or is that now it's
I do
everything
it in
by?
person. Yeah, right now I'm
Yeah.
doing it. I did a lady in Chicago. We did a
Hmm.
Zoom call, but thank God she's better now. She's happier, not because of me, but because of her. But yeah, I do it sometimes through Zoom. But two ladies I'm helping right now, it's that I see them. I see them person to person.
Okay. And you're coaching on lifestyle, all things
Well,
lifestyle, or?
I did a lot of learning for all the things that I have experienced and all the countries that I traveled and all the people that I spoke with, and then I study different things more in the organic side of things. For example, be in touch with your emotions, emotional healing, the different type of bodies that we need to heal. You don't heal your body just through physical, you heal it through emotions, through your thoughts, through your beliefs, through your whatever it is that you believe in the higher power. And you connect all those bodies in order to heal. I listen to whatever it is that they need to work on, and we find ways together to overcome that. Because it's one of the things that we need to do in order to go into that peace of mind and that 70-degree weather that I spoke about. That they need to face their fears, their emotions, their beliefs, their traumas, and they need to heal those things in order to go to the next level and get healthier lifestyle, whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be only through eating better. It has to do to just be happy or happier or in peace with yourself.
Yeah. Um, Now I've often had this question of myself in terms of just eating. Um, and should I have a great variety of menu, or should I have a restricted menu that I just eat repetitively? Is one thing healthier than another?
Well, I don't tell people like, okay, you should do this or you should do that. I work with what I tell them, give me a list of the things that you eat in a daily basis. And from that, we start changing some of those things that may not be the best for you and maybe reduce them or do some other, add other ones or take some other ones from the diet. Because it's not about changing something that is going to make you uncomfortable, because then it defeats the purpose of that. You have to do it in a pace that it helps you to be okay with it, to change your lifestyle in order to feel better about it, your body and how where you are in life right now. So it's not, I don't believe in drastic changes or anything like that, because it's just going to put a stress and then it's going to get you sick of the stress that you've been, feeling. No, it doesn't go like that. Now there's so much information out there that gets people confused about, oh, I shouldn't do this or I should do this. I think that's where I go to the truth within ourselves. We know when we eat. The more you connect to yourself, the more you understand, oh, this is not agreeing with me. I should not do this anymore. So is people need to go into themselves in order to get those answers. I just kind of help them to get there. Because for example, some people say, well, I want to eat animal products. I go, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you not to do that. Just trying to find the best ones for you. Because there's so many of them right there. They have so many, they're not organic, they're not good for you. They put a lot of stress in your gut and your system, but there are others that you can start looking for it and they may not do that much damage. Now, if you're gonna eat meat, then that's fine, but then try not to eat a lot of those synthetic food that's out there. Look at the ingredients. So a lot of people don't look at the ingredients. They just go by tastes good and I don't care about anything else. But it's not about tasting good. And when I also teach about what I eat, for example, I say most people have the same products they use. And then from those products, they create different type of flavors. I do the same thing. I create different type of flavors from the foods that I eat that I believe there is a lot of nutrition in them. Nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, and different spices that I use. And from that, I create different things that taste good. It doesn't have to be, doesn't taste. And most of the time when people taste my food, they like it because I work on that. So I don't know if I'm explaining that. It doesn't have to be a dramatic change. People need to do it slowly and go towards a better lifestyle. And everybody knows what it looks like. And if you go within, they do. You can't fool yourself.
So what are the beginning? What is the first steps of reconnecting with our inner wisdom? We've been living our life for the last 30 years, and now we say, no, there's something that's not good, something that I need to change. And so where do we start on that journey?
I think it's exactly what you just said. Is questioning what there is something needs to change. That's the beginning. When you do those questions and you start seeking for answers, and the answers would always be there. And then the answers that actually make you feel, okay, this is the way I want to try, or this is what I want to hear. Or I sometimes just wake up in the morning and I say, God, tell me what do I need to learn today? And the answers will be there when you listen. So when you get a little in a situation where I'm in pain, whether it's physical, emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever type of pain that you need to get out of there or understand more about it or just find a way to answers, then that's the first step.
Okay. And then if we're not making much progress in that, then should we seek out coaches or uh, yeah,
Yes, I think that
look for a
everybody,
pathway for us to use? That's
I
yeah.
believe everybody can be, we are all connected. We're all connected. So everybody can be a teacher for somebody else in their lives. And if you look for help, if you'd say I need help, the help will be arriving. And sometimes we get situations where it's not the right way, it's not the right path, it's not the right person, it's not the right situation, it's not. but we still learn from that. And then we get up and we look for it. I mean, life has a lot of challenges. I'm not putting everything is super easy, super hunky-dory, because it isn't. My life has been very difficult, but I don't give up. So when I need help, I look for help. And sometimes the God gives me help with, a song, with a person, with a coach, with a therapist, with a psychologist, with somebody. And then I know there was a lesson for me to learn. I listen. I listen with every cell in my body. So then you can actually start getting the results that you're looking for. Because in the end of the day, we all want to enjoy more life. We want to be, we want to go through life with going back and saying, thank you, God, this was great. Yeah, I had my challenges, but it was great. That's basically what I think we're all looking, or most people are looking for.
Right. I was just going to say, um, at the end of the day, when you look back and you think, what things do you think of? This was very good for me, or this was, you sort of have a feeling, an awful, of what was good and what was bad during the day. What affected you positively or maybe affected you negatively. Um, would you have those kind of thoughts at the end of the day?
I'm not understanding exactly what do you mean.
Um, I guess sort of maybe reviewing how your day progressed that day. Would you almost sort of rate the things that were good and the things were not so good? And um,
Well,
you know,
I probably speak like everything has been easy, but it hasn't. I had a lot of difficult things in my life since very young. I mean, imagine being 11 years old and seeing the world so different and so many people making you feel like you're nothing or you're crazy or you're whatever. So many labels they gave me. They kind of became my person, not my personality because I did not own those labels, but they hurt me. And to the point that I left when I was 16 to look for those answers that I'm talking about. And all that time, everything that I had to by myself deal with was difficult. But I didn't give up on my search. And that those things just make me stronger to say, there is something I need to find in order in order to know that I'm not crazy. So life right now is difficult because I had kids later in life and I thought I was never going to have any kids. So it is difficult right now because I don't go back, I don't go into that lifestyle as much as I used to. I used to do a lot of fasting. I used to do meditation. I used to do a lot of working out. I used to do a lot of studying. I used to do a lot of coaching, and that also gave me a lot of feedback to. I mean, you learn when you teach. You teach when it's everything is connection. Like everything is um it's not just giving, it's giving and receiving. And sometimes I have difficult time because I have to live in the physical world a lot with the kids, and it's difficult and I get tired and I get angry, which is something that I didn't have before. I didn't experience that much before, but it is worth it because I know that I can always talk to somebody, get help myself, go in edge for myself in order to go back to, okay, Monica, this is getting you out of control, but go back to the roots, go back to yourself, go back to what you have learned, go back to all the challenges you overcome, go back to all the experiences, all the knowledge, because everybody goes through that in different ways, but everybody goes through all those experiences and some people they're having more intense than others, but there is always a lesson, no matter how difficult and how painful situations are, there is a lot of lessons there and it's a lot of strength that you can gain from those experiences. So it's always worth it if you look at it that way.
um, as far as our daily routines, would you recommend that we start the day with some meditation or thought, you know, relaxation and sort of thought process? Um, Uh, you think we can actually manifest good things in our life just by the beginning of our day, how we start our day, how we approach our day?
Well, I used to do it differently than I do right now, but before I used to, yeah, I used to get up, I used to go for walks. Right now I try to walk barefoot and have at least 5 minutes of sunlight before 10 a.m. I have a dream board, and I've been having a dream board since 20 years ago. And that to me is important because a lot of the things that I put in my dream board and I have it in front of me every morning have become a reality in my life because I connect to that reality. So I have pictures, I have sayings, I have things that make me, okay, this is what I want. And I know that a lot of those things have become reality. It's been absolutely crazy. And today, having the kids, I wake up in the morning. We all wake up at 6:30, 7, the latest. They're like me, they're really early birds. And we talk. We talk about things. We talk about important things. And usually we talk about listen to the birds, let's go outside to the sun, it's good for you. Let's prepare a pie, a healthy pie, yummy chocolate pie, key lime pie, things that are good for us. So we wake up and we have a start in the day that is um, positive. I don't like to use words like that, but it's good frequency, it's good vibes, it's good feelings. And they do a lot of emotions. They're dealing with their emotions, and sometimes they get me too, like get upset with all those emotions. They're triplets. So I'm learning because we never stop learning to deal with that. And I'm also teaching them to deal with their emotions. So we talk a lot of important things. And that's how we start the day. Everybody should find the routine that like I said, we have no TV, we don't use the phone. My phone is in off until like 8:30, 9:30 in the morning. I turn it on. And those things start a good day. And I can say that I can maintain that throughout the day. And when for some reason don't feel good or all these, then I'll teach them. I say, look, everything is also in your mind. So I hurt myself, okay? How do you heal yourself? And you close your eyes and you feel the pain, and then you thank the pain because it's here for a reason. You let go, and we can just find a remedy to help you with the pain. And then boom, they're like nothing ever happened. So I'm teaching them things like that. And because I learned that myself, like I say, I don't go to doctors. I don't know much anything about medicine. And I'm teaching them all those principles so they can do that with their life. But we try to start our lives and our days in the mornings with good vibes, good feelings, so we can maintain that energy through the day.
Um, yeah, that's very important, very commendable. And I think probably something that I should start doing myself. Because, and you get into a routine, you get up, you do your daily things, and uh, it's probably not one of the first thoughts in my mind, to tell you the truth. Um, so, um, what other daily activities can we do to change our lifestyle a little bit? Um, you know, a little
Well, my husband and
relaxation,
sorry,
inner reflection, uh, a better diet.
I think all of the above. All of the above. There is like, sometimes I tell people, I say, would you give animals, your dog or a dolphin, um, a Coke? And most people would say no. I say, so what are you drinking yourself? It's kind of like that disconnection of, I can do it, but I won't do it to my animal. But if I ask you why, what would be the answer? Why wouldn't you give it to the animal? Why will you do it yourself? And Coke is just one example. There's so many things out there. They don't even read the ingredients. the candies. My kids don't eat any candy. I'll do candies for them. I dehydrate strawberries and different fruits, and that's their candy. They don't even know anything about candy. In Halloween trick and treat, they know that they don't do, they tell the people, oh, thank you, I don't need candy. I'm just here to see your house and see your decoration.
Yeah.
So I think it's more like start really taking care of yourself as your number one priority, as if you love your pet, or if you love dolphins, if you love anything that you love, you're going to take care of. So then do that to yourself.
All right. It's a dedication, because I was thinking about it the other day, because we tend to get together with friends and family on the weekend. And when you get 6 or 8 or 10 people together, as you say, then you just start having beverages you shouldn't have, having food you shouldn't have. It's sort of, I don't know why we live that way, but we do. And we say, well, we're going to have all the sweet stuff we want, um, barbecue, whatever. And, we just go about our lives that way, but it's really not thoughtful to do that. And um, that's one of the problems, though, is when you associate that to other people, if that they're not of the same frame of mind, then it's um, they're not really accepting of what you want to be like with them. Um,
Well, like I say, since I was 11 years old, I've been like this. So for me, rejection or disapproval doesn't bother me. I lived with that my entire life almost. But what I tell people is that I take my own food when I go to any parties. If I go to a wedding, I tell the waiter to just give me the veggies they have. I am the one who has to learn the way to mingle in society without having to have any enemies at all, because that will defeat the purpose of being trying to live your best life. So when people start asking me questions, lovely, I tell them I've just been like this all my life, and if you want to learn, they'll be more than happy to teach you. But if not, then that's perfectly fine what you do. Just respect what I do. I don't tell them that. I just kind of like make them feel that that's okay to respect me, and I will always respect them, because most people are like that. And if you're not used to that, then what you need to start doing is say, friends, family, there's things and changes I want to do, and if you don't agree, at least try to support me the best you can. And if they don't support you the best you can, then you need to live with the integrity of, it's okay that they don't like me now, or it's okay they don't understand me just yet, and I still want to see you, and I still want to go everywhere with you. But today I'm not going to have that. I may have 80% of what I do, but that 20%, I'm not doing it today. And those are the conversations that you have to do with yourself, and just honor them. Because if you want to please people, if you want to be okay with people, they need to be okay with you and who you want to become. And it's a process, like everything. It's a process. And it's okay to be hurt by them for a little while. Eventually, the people understand. Sooner or later, they're going to accept you. I mean, sooner or later, my family accepted me. And believe me, my father was the first one in the list to not understand anything about me and getting upset. But I didn't change to please him. I changed to make things better with him, to try to make him understand and feel good about who I was, but I didn't change to please him.
okay, so you don't, within your own neighborhood and thing, you don't gravitate to certain types of people. You're open to everyone, but you're still going to be your own individual
Exactly.
self.
Yeah, there is no reason to not be with people. I love to be people. I love to go out. I'm a tourist. I love to go out. I like to mingle with people. I love to go to dinners. But I don't change my values and my beliefs unless that I have to, because they're hurting me. But I do give people that respect back. I'm not going to judge what they do at all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, So what, as far as coaching, how do we go about improving our habits, our lifestyle?
Well, I would actually ask somebody that would want to talk to me about what is it that you want to improve? In what area of your life are you a little stuck? In what area of your life you're feeling a little uncomfortable? Or that you think that you're ready for the next step? Or if you don't even know, then start asking those questions. Start asking, okay, in this area, I'm not feeling well, I can't lose weight, or I'm not feeling, I mean, everybody knows what area. I mean, like right now for myself, I need to go back to work out, and I talked to my husband, we're gonna start doing that because with the kids, we haven't been able to do all that stuff, and eating healthy is not enough. It's always many other levels of health. So we're gonna start moving our bodies and get into routines that are healthier for us. So we all know in what areas we're stuck. And that is the first question I ask somebody. And like I say, I let them guide me in what ways I can help them to find their answers, their own answers.
Um, would you incorporate any spiritual training into your coaching?
I would I would actually ask the same question because everybody has their own beliefs. And this isn't about changing anybody's belief. This is about expanding your mind, your heart, connect to your inner wisdom, to your true self, and whatever that means for you. As long as you feel that you're growing, you're evolving, and you're walking into a new lifestyle that gives you the life, whatever years you're in this earth, that are going to give you happiness as much as is possible, because happiness is still a state of mind. It's a state of, I'm enjoying this right now. I'm enjoying my life. Not every day, not every minute, but I'm enjoying it. I'm happy. I have peace in my mind, in my heart. And then I'm improving because I can't get stuck in, oh, I'm okay now and I don't do anything. No, you always have to. I tell people that it's kind of like, you're never going to stop taking a shower. You're never going to stop brushing your teeth. It's the same thing in within. You need to constantly work on yourself, evolving. And I believe the more you do it, the easier it becomes, the more aware you are with you, your family, your loved ones, the world, nature. And the more you become that aware, I think the result is definitely better for us. And if not, it doesn't have to be difficult. There are things that we have to do, there have to be difficult. There is no doubt about it. Because if we have a lot of resentment, for example, it's definitely going to get us sick. That is a fact. Sooner or later, we're going to be feeling that resentment in our body if we don't let go and forgive. And that is going to be painful to let go. It's going to be painful to go to the next step. But once we do that, and once we go through that pain and darkness and trauma, then we're going to feel so much better. So yeah, there's some areas that we have to work. If I want to have healthier, a stronger body, then I'm going to have to go through the pain of start working out again and be sore for a while and have the discipline to go every day or at least 5 times a week. Yes, everything has a price. It's not like everything should be so easy, but I believe that is the best road to take.
Very good. I'm I'm sort of at a loss for questions at this point. So the first step of recognizing your inner self, um, is that a feeling or is that an idea? Um, the inner
To go to your
wisdom.
inner side. Um, for example, when you were a baby, most babies, and hopefully every baby should have that, but sadly it's not like that. But most babies are taken care of, and you don't think about who's going to give me food, who's going to give me love, who's going to carry me, who's going to do all that stuff. You're not aware of those things. You're just a baby. If as an adult, we develop that same kind of just being in the moment, being present without worrying who's going to take care of us. I think that's where you have your inner wisdom. I think when you tap into that, a lot of feelings, thoughts, emotions come to make you feel that you're okay.
Okay. Now, when you have when you come to what I'll call a turning point in your life, your inner wisdom, and uh, and things that are your inner wisdom's telling you to go in a direction that your conscious mind would not agree with, basically. Um, so you have to just go with the feeling, even though, particularly when people essentially would have a conflict with their family and they know they have to go in a certain direction. Um, is that a difficult? I mean, it's very difficult, but what are the first steps in saying, okay, I just have to go my own way?
I think, like I say, you have to go within and you have to understand, okay, yes, I want to be with my family, but right now my family and I are not going through the same path. And as much as that's gonna hurt, I need to do what I need to do, and I'll come back to them later on, and hopefully we'll catch up again. And family is thick is most of the time blood is thicker than water. So hopefully, which what happened to me, my father, I don't know if he understood me. I don't know if he accepted me, but I know that we ended up having a good relationship in the end before he passed. So I had to leave in order to be finding who I was. And except my mom, everybody thought I was not right. I was too young and I was a woman, just left by myself to another country. And it was very difficult. But I was strong enough to say, this is what I need to do in order to in order to in order to be who I am. Whether people understand it or not, whether people accept it or not, whether people like it or not. I will never have any negative thoughts about anybody because they don't understand me. That's all. They hurt me, yes, but I'm okay. I'm strong. I can go and I can make things happen for me. And people have to develop that strength. And I know it's easier said than done, but I believe everybody has the ability. And sometimes you have to have tough love. And tough love means starting to do and making the decisions and sticking by them and have the discipline and the integrity to go for that and get help along the way. There's a lot of help today, more than I ever had growing up. So, like you guys, there's help like you guys are presenting. There's help everywhere. There's information about everything that we want to become. There's a lot of bad information too to take the wrong ways that are going to take you to places that are not going to be, they're going to be a little dark. So the decision is everybody's decision. You want to go through darkness before you want to realize who you really are and what you need to do in your life, then go for it. Go full force. And when you realize what you really want, then go full force to the other side of the coin.
Okay, and it would be best, I guess, if you make a life-changing decision, that you really would be best to announce that to the people around you so that
No.
they don't misunderstand. You say, "Oh, I need to go do this by myself, for myself, whatever. Um, I still love you, and I'll be back someday." Uh,
Well, my situation wasn't easy. They didn't take it lightly. It was very difficult. My father told me that he would not be my father anymore. And I'm like, okay, that's your decision, not mine. And it was very difficult and it hurt me, but I didn't change my mind. Hopefully, your family, whoever this relates to, it's easier on that. and they will understand and they will support. But if not, I would say just do it as loving as you can, do it smooth without any, and I wouldn't say anything. I would just kind of say, I have to go, I have to do a journey, or I have to move here, or I have to change my life. Or there's a lot of people doing this right now, and they literally take a leap of faith and they go and make things happen, and they don't even know how is that gonna, evolved. And like I say with the baby example, God, life gives you those tools, and you'll be surprised of the things that are waiting for you if you are strong enough to take the risk. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I just knew that I had to do it, and I knew that I would be okay. And yeah, it wasn't easy. I had a lot of challenges. I had a lot of headaches. I had a lot of crying. I had a lot of falling and standing up, falling and standing up. But everything has their rewards when you push yourself to that situation to make things happen for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And I was thinking, like, in our various cultures, I'm sure Mexico is a little different than the United States, but I'm thinking back to some of the tribal lives when particularly young men, they had to leave the tribe for a year. They had to go out and encounter the world and then come back to the tribe. And we've essentially gotten away from that. We don't really do that as much. And it's a thing where you go, and I guess during that time, during that year, people find their inner wisdom.
And you just said it. That makes you stronger. That all the knowledge, the experiences that those men got, and went back to the villages to teach them, to teach the younger, to make them stronger, to make them warriors. A lot of people today they want everything so easy and not work for it. But then at the same time, they are depressed, they're sick, they're sad, they're angry. That's not the way to go.
Very good. What other ideas, what other questions that I have not answered that you might want to relay information to us?
Well, the last one that I just mentioned about getting everything so easy, I think this is a big problem today because people just want to be comfortable, but they're not comfortable. They are comfortable in that moment, eating what they're eating, watching what they're watching, mingling with people. But when they go home and they're in the most vulnerable situation, they're sleeping or showering or whatever, they know they're not happy, they're angry, they're, like I mentioned, and that's because nobody's teaching them that there you have to be a warrior, like you just said. That was beautiful. Everybody needs to be their own warrior and literally do something. You don't have to leave your family, your comfort life, but you have to live that lifestyle. That be a warrior as well. Do something about that. Get up and do something about your life that will make you and bring you the things that you really truly want, and they make you happy. They give you peace, and they give you gratefulness for everything that you have. And then keep going. Just keep going.
Okay, very well. Well, I want to thank you, Monica.
Sure, my pleasure.
It's very thought-provoking and hopefully energizing us to look into our inner wisdom. I want to thank you for the conversation.
No, I thank you.
And to people that visit us on Tuesdays, we'll have another interview next Tuesday at 7 p.m. So thank you for your attendance. And thank you again, Monica.
Thank you.
We enjoyed it immensely. So
have a good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.